Joyful blessings. This is Kaylin Castile with a look at the magical mysteries of the 8-8 double infinity time gate. If you consider 8 being the number of infinity and 8-8 being uh, the infinity times 2. And also we have 3 dates in the month of August, the month of August being the 8th month of the year. 8-8, we have 8-17 because 1 and 7 adds up to an 8, and 8-26 because 2 and 6 add up to an 8 also. So those numbers, so those dates really connect in with this. But the one that is the most significant is the August 8 infinity time gate, because it is in the window of the solar cross quarter. So if we think of this, if we understand the cross quarter time, it is the between moment where we're between a solstice and an equinox, or an equinox and a solstice. In this case, it's between the June solstice and the September equinox, and is represented, solar cross quarter is represented when the sun literally reaches 15 degrees Leo. And then we could look at the day before and the day after when it's still within a degree of that 15-degree Leo point. So the power, the most powerful aspect of this portal, this alchemical portal, when the veils are between the worlds are thinnest, happens the 6th, 7th, and 8th. So that enhances this 8-8 infinity time gate, because it's also a between time, an excellent time for divination, for meditation, for journeying, also connecting with other forms of guidance, for insights, messages, ahas, whatever you might be choosing to tune into at this time is enhanced by the fact that we are in this solar cross quarter portal, and also this 8-8 infinity time gate. So the cosmology of 8-8, and some call it the 8-8 Lion's Gate, is that the sun is, many believe that the sun is in the Lion constellation, or the Lion's Gate, at the day, on the day of 8-8. Interestingly though, the sun does not actually enter the constellation of the Lion until August 10th or 11th. And then it travels through this constellation until September 15 or 16. Now the sun does enter the seasonal sign of Leo on July 22nd. And we'll look at this a little more, but you can also see the video I did on the difference between signs and constellations to get a deeper understanding of this. So because August 8 is in the window of the solar cross quarter, then we could say that, you know, usually the sun is at 15 Leo on August 7th, and the entire window is August 6, 7, and 8. And that is the 8-8 time gate. And of course, sometimes there'll be a new moon or a full moon that will be absolutely enhancing the this cosmology of 8-8. Now here's just the a look at how the constellations, how the signs are in the constellations currently. So this point here is the March equinox, the 0 Aries point, and then 30 degrees later is the 0 Taurus point. And then 30 degrees later is the 0 Gemini point, and then 30 degrees later is the June solstice point. So what this is showing is the seasonal signs, and these seasonal signs move through the backdrop of the constellations. Now you'll notice that the constellations, the fish, the ram over here, the bull over here, the twins, the crab, and the lion are all named opposite, the names that are different than the seasonal signs. And that helps us to keep this more straight, because you can see that the sun, when it's entering 0 degrees Leo and going through the sign of Leo, it is overlaying most of the crab and a little bit of the head of the lion. And the Regulus point, we'll do a video on Regulus soon, is the heart of the lion, and that is at 0 Virgo currently. So this is just to kind of give you a sense of how the seasonal signs are moving through the backdrop of the constellations. And again, there's a video that explains this more deeply. So the 8-8 infinity time gate, again, as I mentioned, happens 3 times in August. And we can imagine that the importance of this month, the 8th month in the Gregorian calendar that was created back in the late 1500s, and that the month of August is named after Augustus Caesar. Now it's literally considered the 8th month of the year, but the other months of the year are numbered, and that's a whole other video we'll do another time. But like September is really named after 7, October is named after 8, November is named after 9, and December is named after 10. But there are these months, August, July and August. July is named after Julius Caesar, and August is named after Augustus Caesar, and they wanted their months to be in the summer. So hence that threw off the naming of all the rest of the months. Whole other story that we could get into. But what we do find now is that based on the 8th month and the days that add up to 8 within that 8th month, we get these infinity time gates, because the number 8 is the symbol of infinity. And of course, Buzz Lightyear reminds us it's 2 foot infinity and beyond. So we have this doorway and this portal that takes us to infinity and beyond, and is easier to access with attention and intention. And so, of course, I couldn't resist a Buzz Lightyear reference, especially when it's about infinity and beyond. So when we look at this 8-8, and we look at the symbol of infinity as the number 8, it is the connection of the above and below. So the circle of heaven is above and the circle of earth is below. And this draws our awareness to the as above, so below, and the as below, so above. And this whole symbol of 8 and infinity. And so these infinity codes connect us to experiences of divine love, exquisite beauty, ancient wisdom, that's always there for us in the between, or in the field of all possibilities. And it goes beyond any disruptions of everyday life, where we remember we are always connected to the realm of infinite possibilities. So that is why I feel this is an infinity time gate more than a lion's gate, especially when we realize that the sun isn't quite yet in the constellation of the lion for the first 8-8 gate. For 8-17 and 8-26, it is. So then we could call it a lion's gate, I suppose. But if we look at this 8-8 portal, um, and essentially what we're doing is we're birthing into the mysteries of awakening ourselves, cultivating radical self-love. So these codes then are ignited through the transformative alchemy found in the extraordinary realm of the between. So that in-between time, and the cross-quarter times are an in-between time. And so these between time fields exist beyond linear time and rational perception, where everything exists simultaneously. So this is about accepting what is for now and allowing the magic and alchemy to move through, surrendering to what is and being divinely orchestrated. So it's really powerful. And actually, in fact, if you look at it, the sun, in the infinity symbol, we could say here it is in the between, located at that between moment, that place of magic and alchemy. Now, just to give you a sense of where this information is coming from, my Star Alchemy, we're getting ready to do a class on the Bohemian stars, the magical stars. You can check that out at mystaralchemy.com. Venus Alchemy, looking at the cycle of Venus and doing ceremony and understanding that cycle deeply is very powerful. Celestialtimings.com, my website, where we can learn more about what's happening in the sky. And also a lot of this work comes from Shamanic Astrology Mystery School at shamanicastrology.com. So just wanted to make sure that you understand that this is where this information is coming from. And if you want to check out more of that information, then please feel free to go to those websites. Now, extreme novelty beyond ordinary time is also activated in our awareness around the 8-8 time gate, infinity time gate. So if you think about events of extreme novelty, quote, extreme novelty, end quote, as described by Terence McKenna, that these events of extreme novelty do drive radical change. And he talked about this as leading up to the December 21st, 2012 omega or end point or infinite novelty point, that was leading up, that could have, been anything and everything conceivable to our imagination, and would occur simultaneously. So he was graphing novelty over time, over linear time, and then finding these fractal waveforms known as the time wave zero or simply the time wave. And basically, he was using the term novelty to describe massive dynamic change as opposed to static change or very little change. And what happened on December 12th, 2012, or December 21, 2012, is still perhaps in that infinite novelty point, because he was saying that all these things could happen or nothing would happen at all. And it kind of felt like nothing really happened. I guess, I don't know, it sounds like maybe he was covering his bases there, but he claimed it wasn't a contradiction because everything and nothing can happen simultaneously. So the number 8 is the symbol for the time wave, where we can access infinite possibilities. So the date 88 is a portal or doorway into those possibilities. Now, something else to contemplate from the wisdom of the ages in the Gospel of Thomas is helps to ignite our awareness and our DNA around this 8-8 activation. So with the number 8 representing the above and below, Jesus said, when you make the 2 1, when you make the inside like the outside and the above like the below, and when you make the male and female one and the same, then you will enter the kingdom of God. Now, every year as we move through the 8-8 time gate, it is an opportunity to increase our awareness of how time is quickening and how this new unfolding time matrix that we've been experiencing is continuing to shift into new territory, and it activates an even deeper, more profound experience of the unknown when we're open to allow ourselves to not know. Oftentimes we're very addicted to thinking we know, so this is an opportunity to remind ourselves to just surrender and trust that not knowing. So meditating on our experience of time is a way to connect with the ancient knowing of the time mysteries we all carry in our DNA, and especially remembering that time is an illusion. So if we think about the end times and all the prophecies and things that have come around, that have been around for thousands of years, we could imagine that prophecies exist in time, that they're going to happen or be fulfilled in some moment in time. Now, any dire prophecies that warn us of terrible events or things that could be really challenging are successful if they don't come true because the warning was heeded and better choices were made. Wondrous prophecies, however, are successful when they are fulfilled because we focused our thoughts and actions on fulfilling them. So this is just something to keep aware of in this 8-8 infinity time gate. And so we're living in a time when there are many prophecies telling us of a new earth, the end of time as we know it, and the birth of a golden age being imminent. And so if we can focus our attention on how are we manifesting these things in the 8-8 infinity time gate, this is pretty cool. Now, as I mentioned a little earlier, there's going to be a follow-up video on the magical Bohemian heart star Regulus, and the dates that the sun is within 6 degrees of Regulus are from August 16th to August 29th. So that covers 2 of the 8-8 time gates that are happening in the month of August. And this is a really powerful, a magical star to connect with. And of course, the sun is exact with Regulus on either August 22nd or 23rd, when that infusion of light energy is most powerfully activated. And we're offering this is one of the Bohemian stars, or the magical stars of the ancient alchemists. And so my Star Alchemy is offering a course on how to really understand and work with these magical stars. Very exciting. So you can check that out at mystaralchemy.com. And just to complete this, it's like, how do we question infinite time? So do you love the magical mystery of time? Is it enchanting, fun, and sublime? Are you in the present, future, or past? Are you hoping whatever is will last? Are you accepting moment to moment change, or are you struggling to stay within a certain range? Are you co-creating a life of joyful bliss, realizing time is elusive and also just is? Do you trust and intend and clearly see, fulfilling wondrous time prophecies? So I hope this is inspiring you around the 8-8 infinity time gate, the solar cross quarter of August that happens on August 6, 7, and 8. And that these questions will inspire your connection to this particular time in a deeper way, and to really consider how we can most powerfully engage this magical time.